My name is Carrie Singer. It's not a very good name for the YouTube algorithm or for finding a cheap domain name. Nevertheless, I have decided to start a YouTube channel. And this channel is where I'm going to share my spiky point of view. Thank you, Wes Kao. A spiky point of view is a controversial opinion that others can disagree with, but it's something that somebody feels strongly about, that they're willing to advocate for, and falls within their expertise area. My spiky point of view is that this industrial system that we live and work in is not set up for people. Seth Godin said it better than I could. The industrial system actively works to make us feel powerless. Most of us go through this system because we feel like it's the next step for us. It's just another mechanism that we have to interact with in order to be productive and contributing members of society. I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. We can change the system. We can interact with the world in a completely radically different way. And we can do it without sacrificing things like financial security or the illusion of stability that the corporate world gives us, and so on. I am an unconventional designer. My formal studies focused on people within systems. I've always been fascinated by that. In real life, I design systems to enable people, empower people to do their best work. What this actually means is that I form strategies and I implement or remove things in people's lives that allow them then to live their best lives. Because when we live our best lives, we actually do our best work. Because organizations and the systems that we operate within are not set up for people, companies are only incentivized to foster healthy environments and to foster that best lives approach to the degree that it adds value for one's shareholders. Very few companies take a holistic stakeholder perspective, even if they say they do. I do not believe them, which, to be honest, I'm actually okay with in this current system of technology. In my mind, I see the power shifting in this system from these large organizations to the individual. That is part of my spiky point of view. The reason that I have decided to put my hat in the ring now. I see that this power shift is taking place. And I also see that people can actively leverage certain parts of the system right now to get an outsized advantage by using technology, by being aware of these large shifts within both organizations and broader society, the global context that we're residing in. This channel will explain exactly what I mean through the series of videos that I plan to put out. So we can recognize the power shifts as people and as organizations, because if somebody who works for an organization watches this channel, they will have a better idea of how to tailor their organizations for people, actually for what people need and desire within their lives. Then we can design systems accordingly, whether for ourselves, the companies we work within, whatever other social group that we operate within. The next wave of what we develop will be mutually beneficial, or in my mind, it can right off. I have a long-term ambition for my life, and it is crazy. Reflecting back, I've also realized that anything I've really set my mind to, anything that I've committed to and decided to sacrifice for, I have achieved, which means two things in my mind. I am an extremely capable person, and the other, I haven't had an ambition, a goal that is actually big enough. Something that really scares the socks off me. I haven't had that, and this is that now. This channel forms part of a much larger ambition, but for now I'll keep that to myself because it scares the out of me. It marks the point where I take the advice of thought leaders like Wes Kao, like Seth Godin, and begin to advocate for my values and my convictions, and to share my ability to pick out pieces of information all around me, form the connections, and how we can leverage these different points and pieces to our advantage for whatever we might want to bring into this world. It is a signal to myself that I don't just talk, that I'm willing to put action behind my words, that I want to share with everybody else the things that I know, the things that I'm learning, where I can begin to form a community with people, where we can begin to explore new opportunities that are available to us because of technology, where we can then have an outsized impact on the positive change that we want to make within the world. If we attune to our own desires, our own values, we can begin to design the systems around us accordingly to reach them. And of course, by exploring the values and the drivers of individuals, of the next generation of people entering into the workforce and society, organizations can also take a more human-centered approach to the processes and the systems of how they develop for people. because they have a deeper, more detailed level understanding of what we actually need, even if we don't know it yet for ourselves. This channel is on a crazy journey to make our dreams accessible for us, navigating the systems that might not yet be an option. This is where Carry by Design is born. Join me on this journey where I create one video a week, April 2023 to April 2024.